This is the place Kaya mentioned. Palace.
We hoppered down into a narrow, rocky canyon. Waves of dust made it impossible to breathe.
Oh, is that my slowly dying meter? Mistress? Give me a moment.
This was the worst one yet.
You should not talk, mistress. The dust will get into your throat. Why don't you use your head thingy to cover your face? We best keep moving. This place, Six. This place is horrible. But I told you not to talk. I'll talk when I like, robot. How long can I last out here? It seems quite apparent that you have 1 minute without shelter. After that, your lungs will begin to struggle. Alright. Don't care anymore.
My head was spinning.
Apologies, missus. I feel all right now. Plus the moon's a wind shadow. It's called the Lee. There's got to be something here. Some kind of structure. Somewhere. Can you see anything? Nothing but dust and rock. Are you well enough to continue, mistress? Yep. So there's totally a tree. Let's keep going. Another shadow. That's what I thought there were. Marks in the stone. There's something here. Etched in. Pictures, not glyphs. Stick people. With stick robots. Kaya said there was an orangery here. How could anyone grow oranges in this? Assuming we have found the right place. Something must have changed. Change of plan. I'll wait here. You go ahead. Yes, mistress. You wait. I will return shortly. I hope Six hurries up. I've left so many robots behind myself. They must be out for revenge by now. Six? Six? Where are you, Six? Nothing else for it, then. I'll find you. If I can. Before my lungs skip out. Not that Six would even care if I dropped dead here. Please, Six. Please be here. There's Six. Mistress. Evidently, it is most inclement out here. I'm glad to see you. I thought you'd abandoned me. My ethical core would not allow that. I'm glad to hear it. Can we not be standing out here? You may rely on it, mistress. I completed my survey. There is nothing here. Therefore, we should leave. You're sure? Quite certain. I can't think with this dust. We had evidence. The Withering Palace. All statistics have a meaningful margin of error, mistress. I want to see for myself. But there is nothing to see. Just let me try. Shall we press on? Kaya said this place was a palace. No one would build a palace out here. What this place is, I do not know. But this is the position indicated. But what is this place even doing here? No one would build on a moon like this. Uncertain, mistress. And you are assuming it has always been this foul. The moon must have been habitable before. But no one would have built anything here. Not under all this dust. I do not pretend to understand humans, mistress. Kaya was recorded here. That's what she told us anyway. The channel seems to get narrower. But there's no way to know if it leads anywhere at all. If there is no shelter, I fear you will not make it back. You can hopper me out, can't you? The hopper will work through this dust? It should. It depends.
Then we rounded a corner in the rock. And we saw it.
6? Did you lie to me, 6? I only wished to protect you. The dust. Don't ever lie to me again. I cannot promise you that, mistress. Not honestly, anyway. The ruins will provide a wind shadow, mistress. You are, after all, safe. You're a robotic idiot, 6. You lied to me. Badly. Indeed, mistress. But my ethical core compelled it, mistress. Doesn't seem very ethical to me. Your interpretation of the name of my core makes no difference to its function, mistress. We've seen this kind of gate before. In the graveyard of the emperors. The site must be from a similar period. Just as we were expecting. The top bar of the gate. Symbols embossed into the metal. Ancient. It could still change my mind, but in this place dying may find comfort. You said there was nothing here, 6. You lied to me. Badly. Indeed, mistress. Okay, we already had this conversation. Now let's go inside. Let's see what we find inside.
We stepped through the ancient gate. The wind outside dropped to a hollow moan.
I really hope we don't have to go back through the storm. I am unsure I could even allow you to try, mistress.
The room was filled with rows and rows of books.
So this is a library. A palace of knowledge. Withering as paper withers. Perhaps, mistress. It is an interesting theory. Seems a bit of a stretch, however. This place doesn't seem grand enough to be a palace. There are no ornamental domes, no gardens. There must be more to this place. But what? Oh, is this where they turned them as they were dying into their memories? Diagrams, but I can't tell what. It's like Miari's desk back on Iox. There's some kind of plaza back here, lined with statues. They look like pieces laid out for a game. Someone leapt up in a hurry, I suppose. And it looks like they dropped something. Here, in the crack between the stones. A battered brass telescope, dating from ancient times? Whoever made this didn't add an inscription on the casing. I think this comes from the same site as the shredded book and the sextant we found before. This will make its location easier to locate. There's ancient here. Lots of it. Robots return? No people feared robots return? More evidence for robots being used during the Empire. Is this the library Hong told me about? It can't be, surely. It's not old enough. It's also in a completely different area. Maybe there's a way through across the roof. Mistress, please do not plummet anywhere. More sequences of ancient. Share my words? How could this be where the fall began? It doesn't make any sense. Stuck fast. I believe the wood is warped in the frame, mistress. Anything here we can use as a battering ram? You may not remember, mistress, but I cannot pick anything up. Let's try this. There. Now open. Hong would love this place. If he could make it through the dust. I am certain he could not. The Chronicles of Mazwai. It's the book Huang is always reading. There are something in the order of 600 copies of Mazwai on Iox, mistress. But this one is not from Iox, mistress. This copy of Mazwai must be close to original. Huang would love it. It couldn't be more different than the graveyard we found before. Nevertheless, the age is similar, mistress. Look at the state of all this. If there were robots here, they must have been restricted to the rear of this place. There's no logical reason to restrict a robot, mistress. The ink on this one is run. Does Emperor banished robots below Earth work? We had this place down as an Empire site, so it's good to confirm that. Mistress, I do not wish to alarm you, but I am sure I heard something moving nearby. What kind of something? Stone, mistress. Stone against stone. You think the gods are coming for us? No, mistress. Something below. That's unpleasant. 6. Is there a vault here? Have we found it? Found the vault? I understood this was the Withering Palace, mistress. The place is a palace, not a vault. The whole structure is intact, except here. But there's no boulders, no sign of impact. I think this was demolished. This ramp is a door. There's no way it fell like this. Someone made themselves a way through. Someone with a robot. Maybe someone brought robots with them. Built the ramp so they could get in. Or, then again, maybe they took some robots away. Maybe this place housed robots. Interesting, mistress. Robots would certainly not object to the conditions here, although they would object to all the stairs. Stuck fast. You lied to me, Six. Because of your ethical core? That is correct, mistress. I cannot allow you to harm yourself. What if I order you not to lie to me? You are welcome to do that, mistress. Would it stop you lying? You might choose to believe that it would. A mural. Depicting some kind of event. Line of figures, some stooped, some young, gathered together, then falling. A bright light. That's all I can make out. The fall, maybe. By the goddess. There's no floor out here. Alright, so let's try going out through the wall. Wow. Good God. Camera. I could just use the gate, but...
The rock had been scooped out to make a roof for the courtyard, keeping it safe from the endless storm beyond.
It's so quiet.
This was a secret place.
Some kind of ritual space. There is something about this place, mistress. I cannot, as you might say, put my finger on it. A good something or a bad something? Perhaps both, mistress. An uncanny something. Perhaps you heard something about this place. No. More than that. I believe this place is familiar to me. And yet, I have never left Iox except in your company. I do not understand. The ancient gods, all assembled. 6 of them. This looks like an altar to me. Is this a temple, then? Did the Emperor secretly worship the ancient gods? And something's been chiseled in here. Beautiful workmanship. Live forever here. I'm treating the fire line as like a spirit or a life. That's a strange offer to make. Was this a hospital? Safely away from everyone else? Did Kaya die here after all? Kaya said she had a place here. Alongside the mechanicals. That's what she said. But all I see are books and statues and dusty stones. I've never seen ancient symbols scrawled like this. Written in charcoal, I think. 520. I have no idea what the numbers are. I assume my numbers are wrong. I'm fairly sure those 2 are numbers. But what they're meant to signify, I have no idea. But why would Kaya have wanted to come here? I don't understand it.
A circle of stone gods, staring each other down. Each one daring the others to blink first.
Have you worked out what was troubling you yet? Yes. No. There was a chair. What kind of chair? Here. In the center of this place. A chair. On wheels. I sat down in it, mistress. They put something on my brow. What kind of chair? Golden. Painted, of course. Carved with leaves. Winding up its legs. Faces. Watching me. I remember the texture of the wood. I could barely lift my head, but I lifted it all the same. Mistress, I was tied. Something's happening to you, Six. There's something here, doing something to you. I am myself, mistress. I am not surprised if that upsets you. We should get out of here. I control the hopper, mistress. I will not activate it for you. I'll step into the storm out there. You'll have to help me. I will hopper you back inside if it is required. I will leave you as raw data if it will let me think. I am remembering, mistress. I am remembering, and yet I have never forgotten. Roy's gonna have fun taking you apart. The serpent god from the domed market moon. Serpent, because we've already figured out serpents. Serpent, as we thought. A horned goddess from the Emperor's graveyard. Still weeping. This one is Kibenya, the water goddess. Nice to see an old friend out here. I know these glyphs at her feet. They say water. That confirms my theory. These must have been placed here deliberately. To mark this god in particular? I wonder if behind all of these... There. More glyphs. That might tell us who this god is. Praying goddess. God? Goddess? I can't tell. It seems curious to assign a gender to a god, mistress. After all, what would they do with it? Does ground make sense? Goddess of the earth. This one is the tall god from the Serpent's Eye crater. I'm already sure of these symbols as well. They read as sky. That confirms it, a sky god of sailing and rivers. The woman goddess from the domed market moon. The wooden goddess. Sun. Simple enough. That would explain what it's giving. There's something in the stone here. I've never seen anything like it. It's a device of some kind. Six, what do you make of it? Evidently it is old, mistress. Evidently it is very old. That's all you got for me, dude. That's it? Nothing else? Tell me something specific, robot. I would estimate the metal in this piece to be almost 2,500 years old. Another artifact from the Great Forge Roy mentioned. It is possible, but we still do not know where the forge is, or even if it existed. There's some carvings here. Not much visible. The dust has worn it all away. A few images, but it's hard to see what they are. The stone panels must all have been inscribed once, telling some kind of story. Gone now. What to put over here? Most curious. Yes, I see. Ah, there's a thing back there. But I'm not really interested in that. Kinda just wanted to see what was over here. By the moons! I could have plunged straight over. It's not unfinished building work. The stones were removed here, lifted away. Someone broke in to whatever's below. 6 isn't going to stop me. Well, there's some other stuff I want to look at, so we'll do that first. There's more graffiti here. Someone wrote something on this pillar. More charcoal glyphs. These ones look more promising than the last, I think. Would it be princes, maybe? The Palace of Princes. Palace of Princes. Is that this place? Or somewhere else? The only one palace that fell I know about. And that was on Iox. This really is where the fall began. Unless it means this place. The use of the future tense indicates somewhere other than here, mistress. Mistress, I've completed my analysis of the hopper eye. I have sent test packets through and analyzed minor refractions. I would like to leave now, mistress, but I cannot hopper us from under the rock. You have found 2 ancient artifacts here, the battered telescope and the Chronicles of Mos Y. With luck, we will be able to trace them. I'd like to activate the hopper now, mistress. What's the matter? Are you going to tell me what that hopper does? I observed 2 things about the hopper. Individually, they are of trivial interest. Together, they are unpleasant. Just tell me. This eye is flawed, mistress. Internal cracking means it can only refract some of the information passed to it. Specifically, the physical matrix is not refracted. If used, only the neural mesh would disentangle. It's only half a hopper. Indeed, mistress. You might hopper to the eye and never arrive. My second finding is, however, more pressing. This hopper is not broken. It has been carefully engineered to function this way. But what good is a neural mesh without a physical matrix? Maybe they brought a matrix with them. Perhaps so. Could a neural mesh be stored? Kaya was. Shall I try the hopper one more time, mistress? Not just yet. I wanted to go look upstairs. So Kaya was here, some time ago, and they used that thing to do it. Someone did this to an empress. Stored her in that foil we found. On her deathbed, perhaps? Yeah, that's kind of what I thought they were doing. A fallen rock. I'm glad I wasn't standing here when that came down. A table set for a meeting. Looks like it ended in an argument. Could have been moments ago. The eagle in the sun. That dates this site beautifully. Six would not like to see me up here. Good thing Six can't look up. Through the door. There's something wedged under here. A fragment of a nebula map, covered in curious calculations. I think it dates back from the earliest days of the nebula. Along the curve of a river, some writing. of our lives. Haha. I guess this comes from the same place as everything else. Ancient Library of the Loop, easier to find. Why, yes, it will. And that's right, the staircase here was trashed. So I think I'm gonna try going down the hole now. The thing that somebody had removed. In the doorway, dear. In the doorway. Mistress. We have collected one more ancient artifact here, the fragment of paper. It would seem this site was connected to somewhere else. Don't hassle me. Wait here, Six. I'll be back. Mistress, please, do you really have to? Yes, I do. Oof.
Empty, cold, stale air.
What is this place? What was down here worth taking?
A cavernous space all around me.
Aaliyah, what have you found? This space is huge and so cold. It must go right the way down to the core. What was that? I'm sure I heard something. Sure of it. I kicked a stone. That was the noise. Definitely not something moving around down here. I seem to be whispering. Ramps. No stairs. Easy now. Don't want to fall. This place was built for robots. They were buried in here. A palace for robots? I wonder if there's a chamber like this under Iox somewhere. I don't like it down here one little bit. Light from the opening above. The only light down here. The freeze I saw showed people falling into a light. What happened here? But why build something like this? As a prison? As a hideout? Kaya wanted to come here. But why would anyone want to come down here? How would they even get down here? And where did all the robots go? Was this a treasure vault? You could store vast amounts here. This isn't Renba's mysterious vault, is it? No, seriously, what was that? I definitely saw something moving. The noise is gone now, I think. The chamber was sealed up. The underground room had no way in or out. The robots were kept down there, but then someone let them out. The hopper eye must have been the only way into the palace below. Whoever built this place was burying robots alive. But not like they were buried on Iox. Not simply bricked up in the walls. So why did Kaya want to come here? She said she had a place in the palace. far down does it go? How many robots were down here? And where are they now? I see something in the middle. But I suspect it's not going to let me go down there. It's gonna send me right back up again, huh? This isn't a good idea. These walkways are steep and narrow, and who knows what's down here. Okay. I get it. You're scared. A lantern wasn't a good thing to bring, maybe? Coming back, 6.
There was something down there. I'm sure of it.
Shall I try the hopper one more time, mistress? Do it. Be ready, mistress. And so we left the surface of the site of the Withering Palace. Yes, there's something down there, but I don't know how to get it. Or what it is, in fact.